Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Callie. This is my channel. It is super random and it is still super random. And it's been a minute since I've been on here. I've been so enveloped in just too many things to count. But I am doing super well, making slow and steady progress as usual. I hope you guys all who follow me and who have been here are doing well. I will be making more YouTube content. It's, what happened was YouTube, you can really only, well, for me personally, YouTube, you can talk for however long you can talk, and then you can upload that, right? So I would try to make shorter videos because I was trying to be really someone I was not, basically. Because if you make shorter videos, you get more people's attention span, but that's just not the way. I mean, I've gotten better. See, so I used to make videos, but they were long videos. And I just started working more on TikTok, learning the TikTok algorithm, learning how TikTok works, and you can only do 3-minute at the longest videos. So, well, you can only record. And I do like TikTok's recording platform. So basically, yeah, I had to learn how to do my videos in under 3 minutes, and you will find on my TikTok, I wasn't able to say a whole lot. Like, there's a lot of talking videos, which I guess I was able to say a lot because you guys know I can talk. But there was a lot of just expression in other ways, like my creativity. For those of you guys who've never looked at the TikTok app, or just for people, artists really creative, like, people with that creative nature, it's fun. You got the music. I do like how YouTube is doing the whole reels and stuff, and I'll be probably bringing a lot of my content here. And I've still been deciding, truly, which is probably why I haven't moved forward, because I've still been deciding what I'll do with this channel, if I'm going to keep it just kind of like a life update channel, or if I'm going to continue forward with a specified niche, or because it seems like with this channel people really like to talk about world news, and there's some crazy world news going on, and so maybe I should talk about it, but I don't know yet what I'm gonna do. Sometimes the things that need to be talked about are really hard to even think about, right? And so when we're looking into the darkest parts of this reality, and we need to shed our attention onto it to kind of disperse it a little bit, it can be very painful. And you'll find, well, collectively, there's a lot of us doing it. Individually, it feels like a lot of us are alone sometimes. A lot of us who are going to stop and say no and stand up to these ways of living that is just, it's not okay, right? If you are an adult and you're still perpetuating abuse, that is not okay, right? And so what really happened, you guys haven't seen me since last year, well, not 2 years ago. That's when life got it flipped right upside down. And I like to take a minute and sit right here, and I'll tell you how I gave completely up on YouTube and went to TikTok. I didn't have the words to talk. I was so angry, so I just made TikTok videos. Maybe I'll upload. They were not happy videos. They were painful videos that no one should have to make, because I don't think any of us should still be having to deal with the things that we have to deal with in this world and in this society. And I mean, it's just insane. And the people who are still complicit, meaning of abuse and you still take part of it, you are complicit in it, right? Let's say you know of abuse, but you don't do nothing, you don't say nothing, you don't stand up. You are complicit, meaning you're basically just as bad. If a good man watches and does nothing, is he really a good man? No. 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 And I don't understand. And I'm done making excuses, because I would make excuses. I would make excuses for people who wanted to continue to allow abuse to happen and say, oh, well, the other person controls them or this or that. But no, we all make our decisions. We all make our choices for whatever intention, whatever motive, whatever root cause is at the core of it all. It's still a choice, and you can never take that away from people. And I'm so sick of saying, oh, so-and-so, well, it's not their fault, it's someone else's fault. No. Unless you're a child, man, if you're a child and you're still in the care of your caretakers, then mostly everything you experience is your parents' fault. Doesn't mean we hate and shame our parents. We try to make them understand, but we don't allow, as children, certain cycles. And in this day and age, we should be able to all speak out against it, and something should be done. We do have a faulty system where people who abuse people, and it's because there's so many of us. There's just so many people left, fallen, broke into the system, that they're like, oh, well, where would we even start? Where would we even start? Did you know that there's basically half of the amount of housing that there is people? So of course you have a homeless epidemic, because we don't have enough houses. And the houses that we do have, we don't let people utilize because they don't have. Why doesn't everyone have a home? It's 2023, and I think maybe we'll go there. You guys, listen, I'm going to be honest. This Kelly is Vara over here, so we're going to get real. So many possibilities of what could happen. We could have been sold to CHINA, and we could be looking, listen. I would really start to meditate. I would really start to listen to spirit. I would really start to tap into what you should be doing right now, because sometimes what we think we should be doing is not what we should be doing. And of course, I need to take my own advice on this. But food, always, listen. This is legit anyway. We need to start taking back our power from these systems. One is through food. We need to start getting community gardens. It doesn't matter if you're in the city, you can make things happen. And it's so tiring that we're going to continue to go at it alone, individual. I'm in my little house, you're in your little house. We live across from each other, but we don't talk, we don't know, we just wave. Some people live by the philosophy, don't get close to your neighbors. And I get it, we don't want drama. Some people just love the drama. I'm not here for the drama. But it just seems though we could all be working together to make our lives not just more easily and sustainable and congruent with nature. I love technology. I think technology should help us live more incongruent with nature. It should help bring the earth back to life and help the people instead of whatever it's doing. It's going some places. Is it going to be used for man's greed or man's need? What are we going to use technology for? Because I'm pretty sure we have a big choice. Are we going to use it for the greed or the need of mankind, humankind, humanity? What will we do with it? These are questions we got to ask ourselves, and these are questions that we got to really think about, because the future generations, and it's because there's so much to think about, so much to maneuver through, that it's like, where do you even start, right? The children will be creating our future based on how we raise them. I don't know who's coming out of me. Based on how we raise them and what we teach them now. They'll create the future generations, the world that the future generations will live in. And I know there's a lot of doom and gloom. And trust me, if you look at one side, you can see destruction on all levels. But somewhere in there's a little flicker, a little flame. It's just a spark, but it's enough to keep us going. And when it's dark out, no one's around, it keeps glowing, right? Sometimes you have to be the light in the dark, meaning You have to be the one to bring the joy, bring the fire, bring the passion, because sometimes the other ones around you aren't going to do it. If you want change in your life, you have to be change. You have to do things differently. And I think we all are at that level where we need to do things differently. How it's working can no longer work like this. And on one level, it's like, we need to get things done. We need to do things. And on the other level, nature doesn't hurry, yet everything is done, right? All in due time. And that's, I guess, the solar lunar side. Solar's like, lunar's like, one is, well, or they probably could be opposite. I'm just saying, you have a voice that's so insecure within you. And then you have another voice that's like, I'm pretty chill. I know it's all going to work out because I know what I am and where I am and who I am. And, the knower. The thinker does a lot, but it gets to be, sometimes the thinker doesn't know. Do you know? So yeah, anyway, I think I rambled on enough, and that was fun. I've missed it. Maybe I'll start up again. I don't know. It's weird to me that I just rambled on. Listen, when I first started my channel, I was healing from a 7-year drug addiction. I'd been sober maybe 3 years by the time, and I really feel like my brain was still healing. And I do know that there's like different cycles of how long it takes each organ to regenerate itself. And yeah, when you go back to some of my videos, unless that's just how I am, I don't know, I have to keep observing, because that's what I do. I'll watch and I'll be like, I self-analyze, and sometimes I'm like, who is that person? But I'm just saying, I'm able to like see different inflections and things within me because I watch myself a lot. But yeah, I don't remember what I was saying. So, that's what I was saying, is that the alterations to my brain had some consequential long-term effects that I had to heal. And thankfully, because what I've noticed between people who do like the downers versus people who do the uppers, the downers is not so much like, maybe they move slower, but they didn't fry their brain because everything got shut down. Whereas the people who did the meth, what I've noticed from a lot of people who've come to me is that their brain got so amped up, it almost fried some of the circuits. And it's like, I do think that repairs with time, but I do think both, wherever you have to go back to normative functioning because of substance abuse or use or dependency, you have that time where you need to give your brain and body time to like recalibrate. So I'm still in recalibration, to be honest. Like, of course, and that's the thing. Until you get to where you're going, you're not where you're going. You're like not where you were. You're in the middle, you're on the journey, but you're not where you're going yet. So it can be a little frustrating if you look at like, and not be able to like accept everything around you for what it is. That's the issue too, is like a lot of us are looking forward, like, damn, I'm not there. I wish I was there. I wish I had this. Or a lot of us are like looking back being like, oh, I'm not there. No, I'm like, I escaped that by the hair on my chinny chin chin. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I do not be looking back at the past, romanticizing it and being like, oh, I wish I could go back. Now, I will say for the future, sometimes there was some unhappiness that was being brought into my life because I was fantasizing about the future a lot. And I was like, oh, I'm not there. But then when I stopped to think of why I'm not there, it's because I'm pretty comfortable here. Like, I like where I'm at in my life. I like my setup. I like it. And so in order, of course, the way that I'm living is a transitionary lifestyle. You know what I mean? You're not yet settled. Well, I think it's just learning how to ground yourself, for me personally, and anyone healing from, let's say, trauma, or even, I guess, codependency and things like that, just healing from anything. It's good to give yourself a window, a period, a transitionary time where you're just able to focus on, and even people, children of neglect, children who, not, I don't think parents consciously neglect children all the time. Yeah, we have some very evil parents out there. That is a fact. But I don't even know if it's evil so much as it's just, man, it's a line of really just animalistic in nature people. And when I say animalistic in nature, meaning they just act and they don't do a lot of cognitive processing before they act. They just act on the emotion. They just act on the feeling in the minute. And so yeah. So yeah, just taking a window and learning how to really take better care of yourself, and self-love, self-care, fundamentals. And so yeah, other than that, I finished my book. It's a book about numbers. The name we're really still working on. It was going to be the Everyday Cosmic Guide to Numbers, and then it was going to be Your Days Are Numbered, Your Journey Home, or a guide home. But yeah, I'm still kind of Mars and Gemini versus Mars and Taurus, seeing the whole process. So, but it will be done soon. And why? A lot of the inspiration behind the book was because I struggled very, very much with the fundamentals of basic human self-care, like the spiritual part of us. Yes, it's important to integrate, but a lot of people, especially spiritually prone people, are negating, neglecting, or forgetting about the fact that the human necessities are very important. You cannot negate what humans need, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Right? The spirit is, yeah, it's tied into all of that. Spirit is within all of that, but they work congruently. They work together, right? So with that said, yeah, I've said a lot, and I hope that some of it struck. I'm just trusting. I'm in the age of trusting at this point. So yeah, it's really nice, great to speak. I did kind of shut it down. For a minute. I think I was worried that if I spoke back then, right, almost 2 years ago, it was like a year and a half now. By this August, it will be 2 years. But I think if I would have had spoke then, I may not have. I think it could have been more destructive because I hadn't really digested what had happened or what I had taken in, or just the whole thing. Because what I experienced is just for me, it was huge, right? And for my space, it was big, but so minute compared to what is going on in the world and what we really need to bring a lot of light and attention to. And when I say light, I mean attention. It's not look away. We we done looking away. No, ain't catching me. Ain't about to catch me looking away anymore. Yeah, it fucking hurts to look at. Does it tear your soul to the floor? It really does. Some of the stuff going on in the world. But you gotta look. And you gotta say, hey, you gotta push, you gotta, sometimes people need you to talk when they can't. And that's been the hardest lesson, because some of these people's stories are pain, right? It's just pain, so much pain and trauma and abuse that the world is carrying around with them. We don't know what to do with it. The resources and the things that are meant to help us are not helping us at all. Mental health is not better, it is much worse. Okay, we've identified the issue. Oh, now this is it. This is just what it is. We're all mentally ill, but there's no solution. No, please. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you guys all legit know that I could literally go on all day, and I would, but I think at 20 minutes we're going to call it a wrap. But I'm coming back, and I'm going to get back into my long video style videos, my talking, and it'll still be random. That didn't change, because you just never know what's going to come out of me. You just never know. But I appreciate you guys. If you listen to me for 20 minutes and you have yet to hit that subscribe, you vibe. So hit that subscribe, because you vibe with Callie Mish Myra. It's always a pleasure and an honor to be here with you guys. I hope you're all taking good care, and I will see you next time.